My fellow gem hunters, welcome to another episode of Vibing Time over here at Coinverse, guys. You know what to do. Before we get started, go ahead and smash up that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And then lastly, make sure you guys also hit that little notification bell. That way you stay up to date to all the videos that we put out over here at Coinverse. So guys, we want to talk a little bit today about what's been going on over the last 24 hours. To 36 hours is this market's been definitely retracing itself. Now, is it a healthy retrace, or is this the potential end of the bear market rally? And now we're about to see some new lows. And it's been a lot of speculation online today. So I just kind of wanted to jump into some of the things that I'm looking at, and probably, just give you guys just some analysis that, we look at over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen like I usually do. And wanted to jump right over here. And what's trending today is, it was the Bitcoin crash about 20 minutes ago. And the Bitcoin crash, it's a lot of speculation. Some people are saying it's just so bad BlackRock could load up. And it's funny enough that CZ tweeted something like that today, say, hey, they want to buy it while it's cheap, right? Something of that nature. Don't quote it, but he's pretty much saying that they want to hover it up while it's cheap. And I think he's talking about institutions, right? So a lot of people, saying that. People are also saying, as long as the dollar index is still pumping, that, Bitcoin's going to continue to fall. And then, they say it's at 21K levels. And then, just people speculating a lot, and this Bitcoin is on its way to $10,000 before Labor Day. Does Bitcoin touch 17.5? Because levels showing worse if it breaks 27, which would not be easy, which would touch the last low. So a lot of speculation here, guys, as Bitcoin falls back at a critical support level right now. We'll jump into that and see if it holds, and it's right around that level, to be honest. So this is that critical level right here. I mean, if we lose this here, we could be signaling new lows. So I do want to jump in. We'll blow this up a little bit. And don't pay attention to my personal targets. We'll just keep those ignored. And if they come up, then we'll look at them. But a lot of that, I think is later on in the year, kind of getting into 2023. But again, when we're looking at this, Bitcoin's doing that same move that we've seen over and over again. And it's been doing it for a while now. And it's just continuously staying on people's head, building up a fake out and then dropping back down. And this one hasn't been a complete fake out yet. Even though we're at that real critical support right now, I'd say we lose here, then it's pretty evident that we're going to come back and touch the lower time frame low at 17.6, right? So what's crazy is that it kind of took us almost a month's time to get this range from here all the way back over to here, and then it didn't take except 2 days to get it to fall back down, right? Or potentially 1 day, right? So and I do want to look at ETH as well. ETH does have a little bit more strength, but I wouldn't call it that much more strength. I think the critical support at ETH right now is around 1690 or 1696 or even 69, just in this area. And I think if we lose that, then we can go down to 1566. Again, none of this is financial advice, but it's just something that you definitely want to pay attention to. And when you're thinking about the market, and we're gonna get an ad pop up, so sorry about that. But yeah, what we're looking at here on the 4 hour, and I'll go back to a 1 day, just so if you guys are watching this video later, it still will have some context. But yeah, again, ignore my personal data on the bottom, but I think what we see here is this was gonna, like, if we were to break this, guys, I mean, we were gonna be looking at probably potentially going back to 22 to 2400. That would have been a new range to play in. I think that would have been a little bit like heaven to a lot of us, and it's still, I can't count it out yet, right? But when we're looking at this right now, ETH clearly did its breakout a little bit and then came back, and now it's sitting on critical support here. And I think if we lose that support here, we go down to 1566, get a little bit of a rally, and then potentially might come down and visit somewhere in this lower time, in the lower range that they have over here. But again, it's like one of those things, like, are you really willing to bet against Vitalik and the Ethereum merge? I think a lot of people got over leveraged pretty early. You got people trying to ride the merge news from last month all the way till September 15th. I think that's a little premature. So you're going to get a lot of leverage get taken out of the market. And we've seen that. We've talked about over $600 million were leveraged in the last 24 hours between all coins. Now, again, if Ethereum does hit the support here at 1666 and it bounces up, you know, it could be potentially setting up a head and shoulders in a sense to me, and it could, you know, spring down to another low, or it could potentially bounce off, come up and test the higher time frame again, somewhere around 1850 in this region over here. So it's definitely going to be something to watch out for. I don't think we get much price action over the weekend. I think this is something that, like I said, you could potentially watch for the next week or two. Maybe the rest of August is pretty boring. But I don't think, you know, any of the news about rate hikes or anything is gonna matter and cause the market to crash. I know a lot of people are saying that, you know, the stock market is gonna crash, so that in return means crypto is gonna crash. So I think crypto already know how the stock market plays, and even though they kind of move a little bit in sync, I think at the end of the day, one day crypto is expecting for the market to crash and crypto to already be thinking ahead of that and being ready to push forward at that time. So again, when we look at, you know, just news, you know, people, a lot of people are talking about, you know, how the market sold off sharply today and forecast possible drop of new yearly lows. So it's a lot of headlines out there like that. You see a lot of the Bitcoins down today, 9% for Bitcoin, Ethereum down 9%, BNB 6 sold 9. XRP, wow, 10%, and Doge that's 12%. And again, I did want to look at another one today. And a lot of the things that we could look at right now, guys, is something. We'll take something like Bitrise, right? And we had Bitrise. We did a show on Bitrise the other day, or Bitgert, I'm sorry, and the ticker's Bitrise. And it had this major move. And let me blow this screen up for you guys so you can see it here. We talked about this major move right here. And this move was literally 223%. Now, what's ironic is if you pull back 62% of this move, you know, our 62% retracement is right around here, where my green line is at 609 really. And I think as long as Bitgert stays above there, our BRI stays above there, I think, you know, you could potentially see another push. I mean, this could be a real move. And they have been releasing a lot of catalysts in the last couple of days about some payment features and things of that nature as well. So it's one of those things that, you know, when you're looking at this what's going on in the market, guys, always pay attention to the move. You can't have big moves without retracement. So if you're holding this project and you think because it went up and it touched the 9s and then it came back down and now it's revisiting the 5s, that it's dead, I wouldn't think so. I think if you see a breakout and it comes back 62% or the 62% line holds, I think, you know, your 38% retracement, I think then you got to respect that. And then also potentially that would be another great entry, because that's when you buy the dips. If it goes back up and you can make money on the dips, it means it's still a bullish market or a bullish project or a project that's in bullish structure. So again, today I just wanted to go over a couple levels on a couple different projects. There are some projects like we always say, hey, this is the time to research and chill. This is not the time to really be, you know, FOMOing in into dips or anything like that. I think you have plenty of time, guys. Like a lot of this stuff is down, you know, 90% of their all-time highs. There's no reason to rush in. And some of it looks like it's never going to come back. And I like talking about DeFi Kingdom because this is one of the projects, like I said, I seen at $40. And even though, you know, they had some fights and they got some things to work out as far as with the chart. This could be like, I like looking at things when people give up on it. And when things are given up on, to me, they're the most dangerous. And if you look at this one as well, you know, yeah, I mean, it's got to get back above. It's got to get back above this 50-day moving average. If it's not going to get back above the 50-day moving average, then you know, it could potentially signal that it could go down further. But to get back above this, you know, it's not that big of a price line to get back above, you know, 20% move. So a lot of people like to accumulate below the 60-day moving average because they know for projects to remain in any kind of bullish structure, any kind of structure that's not going to be ultra bearish, they have to be at that 60-day moving average. I think as of right now, I'm recording this video, I think it's about 20% of the top blue chip projects that's actually at their 60-day moving average. And we talked about that as well on the show. So guys, make sure you're doing your homework on these projects that are at their 60-day moving average or have not reached their 60-day. I think you take a lot more risk on when you buy below the 60-day moving average, because potentially if it keeps going down and we're in a tightening environment, it could be a lot of risk in your plate, right? Rather than buying something that's above the 60-day moving average and hoping that, it continues on with its path. So again, guys, wanted to go through some of those points today. I think, today was a good day. Just really dive into the markets. I didn't really want to shill any projects or talk about any new projects out there right now. There are going to be some great things coming up in the NFT space this month, as there always is. I've seen a lot of things going on the Doge chain. But again, guys, I didn't really want to jump too far into any of those projects, because we know when new things take off, scammers follow their path as well. So guys, take this weekend off. Go get some sunlight, spend some time with your family and friends. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back here again next week, guys, for another episode of 5 in Time. And until then, guys, 5 and out.